So a bit of background. Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Ho. I'm Australian born Chinese. My parents are originally from China in Guangzhou. And if I had to rate my language abilities, I'd give my English a 10 out of 10, my Cantonese probably a 5 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10, and Mandarin probably about a 2 out of 10. So I'm going to do this talk obviously in English. But yeah, please come in. We've still got some room at the front. So I've started a few things in my lifetime. I have a company called TapMint. We make a lot of mobile apps. I have another company which makes language learning apps called Native Tongue. We make language learning really fun, fast, and effective. I found it really hard to learn Chinese. That's why I created a language learning app. Prior to that, I worked at Airbnb, an online marketing marketplace, and also Asia Pacific Digital, one of Asia's largest digital agencies. And I've also worked at Deloitte as well. So I'm going to cover some examples, and one of them is about my blog, how I get traffic to my blog. So I love to write. My blog is inspiredworlds.com. I write a lot about two topics, mobile apps and digital marketing. And it was recently named one of Australia's top 20 business blogs. And I'll show you how I got traffic to my website. And I also love to write so much, I'm writing an ebook about online marketing. And I'll show you how I promote that ebook as well and how I get traffic to my website using my ebook. So one thing we're going to cover today in some detail, and I'll keep coming back to this concept, is conversion funnel. Right? This is a very key concept in online marketing. It's about how we attract visitors to the website, how we then convert them into prospects, and then we turn them into customers. Right? There's one thing I want you to walk away with is thinking of this funnel. And I've brought some funnels here actually to help us visualize what it looks like. So I've used this concept and it's used a lot in online marketing. So this area here is called top of funnel, right? It's very obvious, right? The very top of the funnel. And the nickname is tofu, right? So what do you think this one means? Mofu. Middle of funnel. And the last one? Bottom of funnel, correct. So I'm going to hand these out. It'll help you visualize it. And I'll explain how to think about online marketing. Okay. So actually, I'll even go back. If we wanted to get visitors to our website, or if you have a website at the moment or your camp project, how are you going to do that now? What are some examples of ways to attract visitors to your website?
So you want to incentivize them?
Yeah.
So you might say we're having a competition?
Yeah, that's a great way. Anyone else? Yep.
Is that what the keyword, some sort of Google engine search engine or something? Try to find the keywords that make you search the most and then try to optimize them?
Yeah, that's right. So there's two ways. So one is you can do organic search. So we can optimize the content for certain keywords. So I do that a lot, like a focus keyword. And we make sure we optimize on the page and also off the page to get traffic to there. And we also can bid on certain keywords on Google. And I think maybe Chinese search engines have the same ability as well, on like Baidu. So here are some different ways to acquire traffic to our website. And I'll just mention them briefly. So I use a lot of email marketing. So I send out a lot of newsletters. I get people to sign up to newsletters. You mentioned competitions, so you can give away something. So a lot of people have been giving away things like Apple Watches or iPhones or bars of chocolate or whatever. Get people to come to their website. The next one is PR. So we can reach out to bloggers and to websites. And when you get a story about your website, always request a link back to your website. That's how the internet works, right? Google is built on a series of links. Right? The more links you have, the more authoritative your website is. So always request a link back to your website. The next one is social media, which someone up the back brought up.
So is that called backlinks?
Yeah. So an example is in the world of academic research, right? If your paper is cited a lot by other people, it's seen as more authoritative. And that's where the founders of Google got their idea of backlinks back to how to rank websites based on that. The next one is content marketing. So I do a lot of this. I write a lot of blog posts, ebooks. I create slide shares. I create a lot of content. And it builds authority and trust, and people want to share it, and they find it, and they want to come to our website. And I'll show you some examples of that. We also spoke briefly about SEO, SEM. We can also run ads. We can run ads on like Facebook, on other websites, and so on to draw people to our website. And then we do a lot of offline stuff as well. So we could be on the TV, radio. I do a lot of public speaking. I speak probably once or twice a month, and always mention the URLs, and people go search on Google, and they come to our website, right? The last one is cold calling. It's the hardest one. Pick up the phone, you call people, get them to come to your website and to transact. So these are all different ways to get that top of funnel traffic, right? And you also want to get quality traffic. And I'll show you using Google Analytics, you measure like how many people actually do the next level, and then we get more of that traffic, right? We double down on what works. So I'm going to show you some case studies how to make tofu top of funnel traffic. This is a business that I helped out recently to set up. It's called Healthy Foodie Box. Please come in. It's a monthly subscription box for healthy food. All right, so you get a box. This is a customer gets a big box every month full of healthy food. So it could be like healthy snacks, coconut chips, kale chips, mixed nuts, coconut water, and so on. Right. So I'm going to show you how they increase the traffic to their website. So I worked with the founder, and the founder of the business spent a lot of time doing a couple of things. Building the website, just like our CAM project, spent a lot of time building the website or building the product. She was also sourcing a lot of supplies for the box, and also she was looking for the box in China, how to manufacture it. And then came the big question. We have a few customers, but how can we increase the number of customers for our business, right? It's the reason why everyone's here. So we looked at the current situation. She actually has minimal traffic coming to the website. No one knows about the business besides her friends or ex-colleagues. And she spent a lot of time optimizing, I might grab this prop. She spent a lot of time optimizing the middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel, right? But we realized it was a top of funnel problem. She didn't have enough traffic coming in. And it's not the best situation to optimize the middle and the bottom when you don't have enough traffic. You don't have enough data to optimize. You may be incorrectly optimizing your website without enough top of funnel traffic. So I'm going to show you how this business makes tofu, how they get top of funnel traffic. So one thing we decided to do was create more content for the website to bring people to the site, right? And so we created a blog on WordPress. And so we decided to create content about a number of different things. So the first thing we did is we have a lot of products inside the box. So I said to her, why don't we write product reviews of these products, right? We're already paying money to buy all these products, and people will search for these products online. So she wrote product reviews of every single product on social media and also on her website. We're doing more of that. The next thing we did, we interviewed the suppliers. We're already paying lots of money to suppliers, right? And we can help them promote their business on our website, right? And they'll promote it to their audience. So we interviewed one of the suppliers. The other thing that we did, she sourced the box from China. And a lot of our friends said, how did you get this box? I want to get a box as well. And we thought, this is a common question. People want to know how to manufacture and source products from China. So we wrote a story about how we sourced the box, right? The next thing we did, because it's a new business, I said, let's use that to our advantage. Let's write about the experience of running the business. Let's talk about how we delivered the first box to our customers. What was that experience like for the customers and for you? Because not many people know about the logistics of an e-commerce business. So we want to open that up to the rest of the world. And the last thing that we did, we started publishing healthy food tips so that their audience is interested in healthy food and healthy lifestyle. So I'll give you an example. We published a blog post about fermented foods and how it's made and why it's relevant and so on. And it's relevant to that kind of audience. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts? Yep.
How many articles do you write for them?
I think ideally you want to do once per week. And you need to have a regular time for that. What I do for my website, I block out half a day a week to write. And then I spend a lot of time also doing distribution of the content as well. So I probably do 60% creating content and 40% distributing content. But now it's going to change. I'm going to spend probably 20% of my time writing, 80% distributing. So distributing means posting on various websites, contacting key online influencers, posting on social media and so on. I might take a pause here. Does anyone do any content marketing for their current business or they're thinking about it for their camp project? Yep. What do you write about?
Digital marketing, so
Yeah.
experiential marketing
Yeah.
and creativity in Asia.
Oh, cool. Any particular topics? What's the last post you wrote?
That was about CES in China.
Okay. The Consumer Electronics Okay.
So
Cool.
that was the first time in China, so I went through all the products and posted the videos and asked everyone to go check it out because that was awesome. So
Yeah, that's great.
just doing a bit of interview as well.
Okay. All right, you deserve a chocolate. What would you like?
Caramel.
Okay. These ones are good too. Mars bars are good too. Trust me. Oh, have another one. And then up the back, Zoe.
Actually, I make online media platform.
Yep.
1.5 years ago. So we promote project ideas about innovation and creativity.
Yep.
But it's we don't like to pay because we are all our own media.
Yep.
So we ask like volunteer or people who want to share to put articles, to put what they write on the platform, and we just like to do crowdsourcing for the content.
Yep.
But sometimes I feel like to create content is like waste a lot of time.
Yep.
We want to make that really good.
What's your view on outsourcing that creation of content?
You can. Like the next presentation that I'm doing, I actually outsourced most of it. I just basically said, here is the subject line for each post, and then this is what I want each slide to be about. And I gave it to some freelancer overseas to create the actual presentation, and I just changed it a bit. But I think initially you have to create it yourself, at least to get it going, and you can show the freelancer or contractor, this is the style that we want, here are some examples. Or you can also just point to external examples, we want something like this. So yeah, it can be definitely outsourced. Ooh, Mars bar?
A lot of questions.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some tips about creating content. It's actually a really good time to go into that because we had a few questions about it. So one thing you can do to get traffic to your website when you create content is create content about current topics, right? So current topic could be camp in Australia or the free trade agreement and so on, right? That's going to bring you a big spike of traffic initially and then probably less over time. Another type of content you can create is called evergreen content. This content, the name is always in season, right? So it could be like, I don't know, how to say like basic conversation in Chinese. I'm sure someone's always looking for that all the time, right? Or how to do like a tie for your suit or something, right? Another type of easy way to create content is to curate content from other places. So you've probably seen when you go on the internet, there's a lot of like lists out there, top 10 lists, top 5 places to see in Shanghai or something. I saw one recently for a travel company, top 5 places to visit in Perth. And they're just curating places or they're curating links of other places as well. So a really easy way to create content. Another way you can create and think about content is what would my customers want to know? So a really quick one is you must get a lot of regular questions from your customers or your colleagues. Why not turn those into pieces of content, right? Another one is email responses. So for example, I was writing a lot of emails to customers over and over again about the same topic, and I thought, why don't I just convert this into a blog post, right? If someone's asking about it, I'm sure there's other people asking about this as well. And then things you had to look up. So if you don't know the answer and you go on Google or Baidu and you look it up, there is some value in summarizing that information for someone else. So to give you an example, I recently added Instagram to my blog, an Instagram widget. I had to ask someone, what plugin do you recommend? And I spent several hours like configuring it and testing out other ones. And I thought I could write a blog post for other bloggers out there, and it would save them time. So they could work out how to do it in minutes instead of hours. And that's how I attract traffic to my website. And I use the title, How to Add Instagram to Your WordPress blog. And then the last one is Google Keyword Research. So you can look at patterns. Are people asking for this type of thing? Right? What's the volume of queries for that search term? And create content around that as well. So I'm going to show you a second example how we create top of funnel traffic for Healthy Foodie Box. So we showed how we created content to bring people in. I'll show you how we use social media to bring people in as well. So this is an example of their Instagram feed, right? So what we do every day, we post once a day about something related to food, like healthy food. So it could be like some products, could be like events that we went to, could be like other products out there that are not in our box. And then we also can see the demand for those products as well based on social media, based on the likes. We make sure that we use all the hashtags. Another easy way to create social media content is to reshare other people's content as well. So you can, I guess, re-Instagram or reshare on Facebook. And you can also create graphics for social media as well. And so we want to have a very active community online. and then we try to bring them to our website using Instagram. We also use Facebook quite a lot as well. So yeah, as I mentioned, we post food pics. We also try to engage with other people's channels as well, so you can comment on other people's feed, and then they see you, and then they'll come to your social media website. And sometimes what we do as well, we put a call to action on the post. So that means that we put a message saying, if you want to buy this product, come to our website, and here is a discount code. And we track that as well if they're using it. So for this particular business, for Healthy Foodie Box, what we did to increase top of funnel traffic, because we increased this, we changed it from this to this, right? So we had more prospects, more visitors coming in, and therefore more prospects, and therefore more customers at the end, right? So I'm going to give you some examples, which I spoke briefly about. This is my own website, Inspired Worlds. These are the things that I've done. So I spend my time creating content and distributing content. A lot of people spend a lot of time creating content, but the thing is, a lot of great content never gets discovered because they don't distribute it, right? So I'm actually changing to 20% creating content, 80% distribution. I'll show you how I distribute content as well. So I went to an event. This is a really simple thing you can do. I went to an event where someone else was speaking. So Rocket Internet employees were speaking about their new business called Hotel Quickly. And then I just wrote a summary of the event. I said top 9 things I learned from this event, right? And then I actually went on Twitter, and then I tweeted and I put @Hotel Quickly to get their attention, right? But also because it's relevant to them and promotes their business. They then retweet to all their 6,000 followers, right? That way I get distribution through them. I leverage their social network, right? And then, you can also, I also tweeted like once per day over 3 days. Just to you have to reshare content multiple times as well, sometimes on social media. You've got to be careful that you don't annoy people as well. But every time I shared, and they were resharing as well. Another thing that I did, I then posted in different online communities that I participate in, that I'm active in. So I post in Hacker News, which is an online forum about technology news. I then post to LinkedIn. This is an example of LinkedIn. It's got 300 views or so. I also posted in various Facebook groups, right, that are relevant to that content. So groups about like startups, about entrepreneurship, and so on. I also, so the event was held at a place called Fishburners, a co-working space, and I'm a member there. So I posted the content in the Facebook group for that co-working space, also in the Google groups for that co-working space to distribute the content even more. But what are the results? So then I went to Google Analytics, right? This is the dashboard, and I see that this particular URL, where is the traffic coming from? I can look at the source. So I can see it's from Facebook, from Twitter, from Hacker News, and so on. So I looked at it briefly. I did minimal distribution. I needed some select channels. I could have pushed it even more. 50% of the traffic came from Facebook, 5% from Twitter, and 3% from Hacker News. And I probably spent about an hour doing this. And I had 218 people come to look at the website.
Can I ask you something?
Yep.
about that?
Yeah.
So when you analyse that and you know that the majority comes from Facebook, does that kind of compel you to spend more time on Facebook? Or do you think like, well, Facebook's had a pretty good run.
Yeah.
It hasn't done so well, so I might. How do you interpret that?
Yeah, so the thing is, by habit, I just spend a lot of time on Facebook. And so I know where to post and so on. But then I could look for other channels to leverage as well. So I could do more on Twitter. I probably only posted like 3 times. And only at that particular business. But I could definitely use more hashtags. I could tweet like other hotel businesses as well to reshare it. It really depends. But you are right. Like if I see that a lot of traffic comes on Facebook, why not do more of it and get more traffic from there? But in my next talk, I will cover about what happens over time. Selling the next talk, creating more top of funnel traffic. But you are right. Like over time, some channels become more efficient and become more expensive. So if you advertise on Facebook, if you were in the early days, it might be a few cents per click. Now it's a few dollars because more and more people are attracted to it and more sophisticated people are now using it. So there are opportunities that you can look for where they're really cheap and efficient, which is in my next talk. But would you like a chocolate? There you go. Good catch. So as I mentioned, look for opportunities to share content in relevant places where there's communities that are active on that subject matter. Leverage social networks, including other people's social networks, forums, websites, directories. This is really important, particularly for SEO, off-page SEO, to bring people to your website. So putting that link in relevant places, but like don't just go out and just spam people, particularly in websites you've never been to before. Like be a part of that community, like a few things, comment on a few times, be active, and then people are more likely to come to your website property. So this is another case study. It's about a book that I'm writing about online marketing. So why did I write a book? I want to show that I have expertise in this matter. It builds trust, it builds authority, right? So what I did is I created a landing page and I said, sign up to download a free chapter of the book. People signed up to download the free chapter, but I hadn't even written the free chapter yet. Right? I already got traffic and conversions. So then I spent the whole weekend writing it up, and I emailed them and I said, look, sorry, it's a bit late, it's coming, and I sent it out. But after that, I've now set it up properly. But that's the way that I attract the traffic without even having anything already, right? And it goes back to your point about incentives. I had an incentive for someone to sign up to with their email because I was offering something of value. So this type of thing is called a lead magnet, right? It draws people to the website and to sign up and to convert. So this is what I did. I use MailChimp. There's heaps of other email platforms out there to send out email newsletters. I created a form. There's a plugin I use called SumoMe. So I said, download a free chapter of the book. Sign up today and you'll get XYZ, you get exclusive interviews, whatever. And then I said, click, I want the download. Okay. So now I use this thing called email automation. So when someone signs up to get the book, they get the first chapter, it automatically goes out to them. Then 14 days later, it automatically gets a second email. So this is how you build email automation to get retention. So when we drive traffic to the website, we also need to retain and convert them. So how I do it is to get them to sign up to this free chapter of the ebook, and then I send emails to them every 14 days, right? I've done similar things before where someone signed up for a 5-day crash course about how to build apps. They get one email every single day for 5 days, and then one email every 7 days after that. Right? That's how we retain traffic. I'm running a bit over time, so I covered that. So these are the things that I do to bring traffic to my website. So using SlideShare, LinkedIn, YouTube, SEO, and PR. And then I use email marketing to bring them back through here. I share, like, these are other assets I've created, come back to the website, I look at Google Analytics, see what's working, I'll do more of it, right? And eventually we convert them to customers. When the book's ready, we'll sell it to them.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
You talked about that different ways to bring visitors to your website or
Yeah.
whatever, but what's the most efficient way to bring them in? Do you have enough data analyze of that part, the first part?
People need to move around.
Yeah, sure. It's different for every business. So I'm happy to chat to you afterwards. But for me, what works is content marketing. It really depends on what your camp project is.
Okay.
Would you like one of these?
Thank you.